Hello all, and welcome to another edition of Ironic Truths. Just a reminder that in these videos I am often playing devil's advocate, and that I don't necessarily hold these views to be morally correct or right. It is just a mental exercise, which I hope is thought-provoking for you all. For more information regarding individual ideas stated here, go check out my other videos. So, why would God be considered a bastard, mean or cruel? There is an expression I use as a parent, which is, don't set them up to fail. This specifically means that you don't create a circumstance where you know that the child's current abilities and experience will as good as guarantee that they fail miserably, hurt themselves, or otherwise get into trouble. How does this relate back to God or religion? It is the dilemma that there are multiple religions at any one time, given that children born to these other religions often have no realistic way to convert in their lifetime to the one true faith, whichever that may be. It means that God puts, or has put, innocent children into the world with no real chance but to end up in hell. That's a bit of a nasty modus operandi, if you ask me. If you push this issue, you quickly end up with the views that either these children born to other faiths are subhuman in some way at birth, and thus not worthy of salvation, which is rightly considered a despicable notion by most, or that the positive aspects of all religions represent a legitimate interpretation of God and will lead to a favourable outcome, no matter which one you happen to follow. Which is a damn scary concept for organised religious leaders, because they lose the powerful tool of fear to help keep their followers in line. Is it any wonder then that those with a religious authority would rather risk dehumanizing the non-believers than admit that their followers have alternatives? The people would then be able to look at their own religion as a choice and ask, how do the practices and leaders of this religion help me to be a better person, to enjoy life, to make the life of my family and others better? Difficult questions indeed. It is a lot easier just to state that if you don't follow our guidelines, bad things will happen. It may seem overboard, but for sincere Orthodox believers, this is their reality. History has shown what damage can be done when fellow human beings are considered lower by one group to another. Any peace is only a temporary charade, a ceasefire if you will, before one of the different groups maneuvers themselves into a position to try and remove the other. In an age of exponential technological advancement, biological and genetic manipulations, the threat is not a matter of fiction. For many of these religious hardliners, we are talking about the undying soul, after all. The difference between heaven and hell. To them this is deadly serious. This is their reality. For the vast majority, even in older times, who did not look at those from other religions and automatically think subhuman, the ideas of multiple facets or interpretations of God would not be too much of a stretch. It is time that modern society and religions openly endorse the idea of multiple interpretations and concentrate themselves on encouraging those common aspects of their religions that foster positive social traits instead of quibbling about procedural semantics. At the same time, there needs to be steps to discourage religious fanaticism that endorse the lower-than-us viewpoint of the other faiths, and measures taken to protect the children of those hardline followers. Because no matter how friendly these religious hardliners may be at face value, in the back of their minds, your undying soul is going to hell. Just try to think about this from their point of view. Scary indeed. This is the fear and hate that drives many of the conflicts of today. So let us stop this dangerous social purgatory, if you will, we find ourselves in. Either we free ourselves of fear, or we may as well draw our knives now and see who's the last one standing. Not that that would help in the long term, given that the one remaining religion will only inevitably fragment again due to the environmental differences and distance. Let the masses choose before a minority makes the choice for all of us. This concept could also be carried over to cultural and national levels, and the stereotypical view of the others, but that is something for another video. Anyway, I hope this was of interest. Comments welcome below. Until the next time, take care and all the best.